Kindled fire right now has burned a little over 75,000 acres, about 90,000 structures threatened, 120 destroyed so far, and on top of that, about 180,000 people remain evacuated. Well, we had almost unprecedented wind in this fire, so for a day or two, gusts up to 100 miles per hour, which is extremely strong and makes our job very difficult. Soda Rock Winery here, which is a kind of a landmark in the area, a very historic building, was the victim of that windstorm. The wind came down through the hills, pushed embers. We can see over here there's existing vineyard and winery that seems almost untouched because the wind pushed that ember over this, landed in here, and caught something small on fire, which was then fanned into a larger fire and eventually consumed the whole building and another structure next to it. And if you go down the road, you'll see this pattern of burned and unburned right next to each other. And that night was the night of the 100-mile-per-hour winds in some areas, and we were forced to kind of jump around and put out structures and spot fires as they came up. So this was one of those, unfortunately. There's not any amount of water, that we had at that moment that could have stopped it with that wind. So those are extremely difficult conditions, and we feel lucky that we were able to save as many structures as we did.
As wildfires scorch Northern California, like in wine-producing Sonoma County, thousands of residents have been left in the dark Thursday. California's bankrupt power producer, PG&E, shut off electricity in over a dozen counties as a preventative measure against wildfires. That's because, as the company says, hot, dry wind can knock down power lines and start fires in the dry trees and vegetation.
If this truly prevents people from losing their homes or dying, I'm all for it. A little inconvenience compared to people losing their homes and their lives, not a problem.
Mark Sharp has seen devastation firsthand. He lost his home in a previous wildfire. Others are more critical of the power outage, like Dennis Thomas, who owns a pharmacy in Placerville.
We completely turn our pharmacy upside down to make sure that we're here to meet our customers' needs.
And Thomas has been through it before. PG&E cut off electricity to more than 730,000 homes and workplaces in Northern California earlier this month to try to reduce wildfire risks.
Oh my gosh, this is a huge hassle.
PG&E said additional power shutoffs are expected, with Southern California Edison looking at cutting power too, which would hit more than 500,000 homes and businesses in California. In May, state fire investigators determined that PG&E transmission lines caused the deadliest and most destructive wildfire on record in California. PG&E filed for bankruptcy in January, citing potential civil liabilities in excess of $30 billion from the fires.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth worldwide to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. And as you've seen in the opening clips, California is on fire. This is like 4 years in a row. This devastating fires have hit California. And if you know anything about the state of California, man, the wickedness that has proceeded out of California, man, is unquestioned one of the most wicked states in this country. All right, and Yahweh Shai is devastating, man. It's 14 fires raging in this state right now. All right, and we're gonna filter this through the scriptures. All right, Yahweh Shai said this is gonna happen. All right. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, out of the Apocrypha, chapter 39, and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right? Let's find out what these spirits are. Fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance, all right? These spirits Yahweh Shah has different spirits created to cause these different things, man. If you've seen thunderstorms and hurricanes, guess what, man? Those things are being created by who? The spirits that Yahweh Shah has set up. All right? Let's read this again. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. All right? Also, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions and serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. All right? They're not going to go back when Yahweh Shah say, hey, set this place on fire. Guess what is going to happen, man? All right? And these different forest wildfires, man, people think that everything is by happen chance, but no. Yahweh Shah controls everything. Matter of fact, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and make alive. I wound and heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So Yahweh Shah, he controls everything, man. All right? It says 2 Samuel. Let's see. 1 Samuel. Yahweh Shah controls everything, man. All right? See? This is 1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. All right? He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he will set, and he hath set the word upon them. All right? But the point is in the first verses. Yahweh Shah, he killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. So he controls everything, man. Anything on this planet going on, guess what? Yahweh Shah is controlling it. There is no free will. You have the illusion of free will. Remember in the Matrix? Guess what? The Matrix was based completely off the scriptures, man. All right? From the people waking up, the understanding that they had enemies. All right? That if you're not in this secret place, the 2/3 are your enemies according to the scriptures, and these other nations are your enemies according to the scriptures. All right? No, these angels are not going to transgress the word of Yahweh Shah. This is the book of Psalms 104 in verse 3. Who layeth the beam of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. All right? So guess what? Minister just means messenger. And those death angels that Yahweh Shah sent out to cause those fires, guess what? They're not going to transgress against his word, man. All right? They're not going to not do what he say do. When he say go out here and burn all this wine country where the elite, so-called elite of Esau live in California, guess what? They're going to do it. All right? And Yahweh Shah, he's sending these plagues out, man. These plagues are to punish the wicked. All right? And 2/3 of our people who don't want to get right, whose mind been blocked. All right? So this is 2 Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So that place being destroyed, man. 14 different wildfires are going at the same time in California. All right. That guy said it was 100-mile-per-hour Santa Ana winds. Who control the winds? Yahweh Shah. All right. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Guess what, man? Californication, man. All right. You know, that drag queen bullshit started big in San Francisco, man. All right. All this so-called pedophilia, all this pornography. Guess where it started? At California, man. All right. Thus saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as concerning their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right? So Yahweh Shah has sent out those angels to set that place on fire. All right? And Yahweh Shah said this, man. All right? This is Luke 12:49. I've come to send fire on earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? So Yahweh Shah said that this place is going to be on fire when he hit the scene. All right? That's going to be it for the lesson. Lord willing, it's been edifying and confident knowing that Yahweh Shah is executing judgment on the heathen. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth and sincerity worldwide, trying to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. Till the next time, I say Shalom.